What if your body still knew how to heal, it just hasn't been fed the right way? What if the fatigue, the slow mornings, the fading intimacy, weren't signs of age but signals of a system that's waiting for nourishment? I've spent over 30 years walking alongside men over 60 men who thought their strength was gone, their drive was fading, and their best years were behind them. But here's what I've learned, again and again: you're not broken. You're underfed. Not just in calories, but in circulation. In minerals. In nitric oxide. In the small, powerful nutrients that tell your blood vessels, it's time to move again. See, most diets for seniors are built on one idea: cut back. Less fat, less salt, less sugar. But what no one talks about is what you need more of: more oxygen-rich foods. More artery-relaxing compounds. More meals that activate flow, not just fill space. Because food isn't just fuel. It's instruction. It tells your heart when to beat steady. Your brain when to stay alert. Your vessels when to open wide and let life move through you again. And when you give your body the wrong instructions, processed carbs, sugar-heavy cereals, low-fat packages full of chemicals, your circulation doesn't argue. It obeys. It slows. It stiffens. It shuts down where you need it most. But the moment you start feeding it what it recognizes, what it remembers, something stirs. Something opens. Something comes back. So today, I want to take you on a journey through a circulation-boosting diet designed just for men over 60. Rooted in real food. Built for real biology. And proven to awaken the system you thought was done. Let's begin with where most of the damage happens, and where the recovery can truly start: your blood vessels. It doesn't start with a crisis. Not a heart attack. Not a sudden collapse. No, when blood flow fades, it begins in silence. You wake up a little slower. Your feet feel colder, even in summer. You walk into the bathroom and notice you're leaning just slightly on the counter. And then maybe, you realize something else is missing. That quiet morning response, the one that used to show up without question. Gone. Soft. Absent. Most men brush it off. It's just aging. I probably didn't sleep well. It's normal at my age. But here's the truth: it's not just age. It's not even exhaustion. It's your circulation quietly shutting down. Inside your arteries, the endothelial lining, the part that tells your blood vessels to relax, to open, to send blood where it's needed, starts to weaken. Less nitric oxide. More inflammation. And over time, the very roads that move life through your body become narrow, stiff, resistant. But there's no pain. No red alert. Just less of you. Less energy. Less sharpness. Less desire. Less drive. It's like being there, but not fully. Present in the room, but not inside your own strength. I had a patient once, George, 71. Retired high school coach. Used to be full of life, always joking. But he sat down in my office and quietly said, "Doc, I'm still breathing, but I feel like I've lost my edge. Like something's been slowly leaking out of me," and he was right. It wasn't his heart. It wasn't his testosterone. It was his flow. Because when blood stops moving, everything slows. Memory, confidence, intimacy. Even identity. But here's the part no one tells you: it's reversible. Your blood vessels are living tissue. They respond to food. To movement. To minerals. To care. And that's where your power begins again. Not with a pill. Not with a drastic change. But with your next meal. Because the foods you eat today can either stiffen your arteries further, or teach them to open again. And the difference between those two paths could be one bite. So let's explore how food can stop the quiet collapse and start the flow that rebuilds your strength from the inside out. For decades, we were told that food is about calories in, calories out. That it's about eating less. Cutting fat. Cutting salt. Counting everything. But what if that old model has been hurting you, especially as a man over 60? Because by the time most men reach their later years, they've spent a lifetime following diets that did one thing well: starve their circulation. Low fat, low energy, low salt plans. Yes, they might reduce weight. Yes, they might drop cholesterol. But they also strip away the very nutrients your arteries need to stay flexible, responsive, and alive. Let me be clear, your blood vessels are not machines. They're listening. And every bite you take is a signal. A message that says one of two things: open and flow, or close and shut down. When you eat foods rich in refined sugars, processed oils, or chemical preservatives, your vessels react like any injured part of your body. They tighten. They protect. They constrict. But when you eat foods that carry minerals, antioxidants, plant-based nitrates, and omega-3s, your arteries breathe again. They soften. They relax. They let the blood move freely. And that blood? It carries more than oxygen. It carries life. It feeds your brain, your heart, your muscles, your hormones, and your ability to respond in the moments that matter most. So from now on, I want you to stop thinking of food as just fuel. Start seeing it as instruction. A direct line to your circulatory system. Because at this stage of life, your diet shouldn't be about cutting back, it should be about targeting. Feeding the systems that still want to thrive. That means, not just avoiding sugar, but choosing foods that stabilize blood sugar and reduce vessel stress. Not just cutting fat, but using the right fats that support testosterone and arterial elasticity. Not just adding fiber, but selecting the kinds that reduce inflammation inside the vessels themselves. Food isn't passive. It's medicinal. But only if you choose the foods that speak your body's language. And now that you understand the power behind what you eat, I want to show you exactly which foods can restore your blood flow naturally. In the next section, we'll explore 5 specific, proven foods that have helped my patients rebuild circulation, reignite energy, and restore confidence without prescriptions. Let's begin with the one that lights up your nitric oxide like few others can: beets. Let's dive into the core of this healing plan: 5 real foods that do more than nourish. They restore blood flow from the inside out. These aren't trendy superfoods. They're powerful because they speak directly to your arteries, your hormones, and the systems that quietly start to slow after 60. Each food I'm about to share has helped real men feel energy return to their legs, clarity return to their minds, and confidence return to their mornings. Let's begin. 1. Beets or beet juice. The nitric oxide igniter. John was 68. Former runner, still fit. But he told me, "Doc, my legs feel heavy, I can't walk the block without stopping." What he didn't know was this: his body wasn't out of energy, it was out of oxygen delivery. So I had him drink 4 ounces of beet juice every morning. Within 10 days, he called and said, "I walked a mile today. No stops. It felt clean." Why? Beets are loaded with natural nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide, the compound that relaxes blood vessels and increases oxygen-rich blood flow, especially to the legs, heart, and yes, pelvic region. Hammer and wrench. How to use. Drink 3 to 5 ounces of beet juice on an empty stomach or roast, slice fresh beets into your lunch or salad. Avoid canned or sugar-added varieties. 2. Avocado with olive oil. The vessel softener. William, 72, used to grip the counter every morning just to stay upright. He thought it was his back. It was actually his vessels tightening overnight. I had him start the day with 1/2 an avocado drizzled in olive oil. 3 days later, he said, "Doc, I'm not grabbing the counter anymore. My legs feel lighter." Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, essential for testosterone production and arterial wall flexibility. Olive oil adds polyphenols, natural anti-inflammatories that soothe vessel linings. Together, they're like lubrication for your entire circulatory system. Hammer and wrench. How to use. 1/2 avocado mashed plus 1 teaspoon olive oil in the morning. Serve on whole grain toast or alone with a pinch of sea salt. 3. Pomegranate. The pelvic flow enhancer Marcus, 65, said it with a whisper. It's been over a year since anything happened, down there. We didn't start with pills. We started with 6 ounces of pomegranate juice every morning. In 2 weeks, he looked different. Brighter. Taller. And he said, my wife noticed something too. Pomegranates contain punicalagin, a powerful antioxidant that boosts nitric oxide and reduces oxidative stress in the pelvic arteries. It's one of the most natural ways to improve erection quality, prostate blood flow, and confidence. Hammer and wrench. How to use: 6 ounces pure pomegranate juice daily, unsweetened, or 1/2 cup fresh seeds with yogurt or oatmeal. 4. Leafy greens. The mineral-rich vessel relaxer. Daniel, 74, had rising blood pressure and tension in his legs. I asked about his greens. He said, you mean like salad? No, I meant magnesium-rich greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. These greens deliver potassium and magnesium, which help blood vessels relax, nerves fire efficiently, and the heart maintain rhythm. He added 1 cup of cooked spinach every day. After 3 weeks, he said, it's weird. I just feel calmer inside. Hammer and wrench. How to use: 1 cup steamed spinach or sautéed kale with garlic and olive oil. Add to eggs, soups, or serve as a warm side. 5. Flax or chia seeds. The inflammation fighters. Patrick, 70, had cold feet every night and brain fog by noon. We didn't add caffeine. We added 1 tablespoon of flaxseed to his breakfast. He messaged me. I'm sleeping better. I feel more steady. It's like my brain can breathe. Flax and chia seeds are rich in omega-3s and soluble fiber, which reduce inflammation in blood vessels, balance blood sugar, and support artery repair over time. Hammer and wrench. How to use: 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed or whole chia soaked in water. Stir into yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothies. Each of these 5 foods plays a role in a larger symphony. 1 increases nitric oxide. Another soothes inflammation. Another supports hormone recovery. Together, they create momentum, a steady return of blood flow and masculine energy. But how you eat them matters too. Up next, I'll show you why timing is just as powerful as content and how when you eat can help direct where your blood flows. Most men focus on what to eat, but almost no one talks about when. And yet, when you eat can be just as important as what's on your plate. Especially after 60, your blood vessels don't respond as fast as they used to. Your hormones move more slowly. Your nerves take longer to reset. And your digestion, well, it follows the rhythm you give it. If you skip breakfast, eat late at night, or overload one meal while starving the next, you send confusing messages to your circulatory system. Let me break it down simply. 8 o'clock, your first hour, matters most. When you wake up, your vessels are tight. You've been fasting for 8+ hours. Your blood is thicker. Your pressure is more fragile. This is when your body is most responsive to food-based signals. That means, checkmark a warm glass of water, checkmark a small dose of healthy fat, like avocado, checkmark a circulation supportive food, like beets or pomegranate. This combo tells your arteries, it's safe. Open up, let the blood move. Skipping breakfast doesn't make you stronger. It starves your flow. 3 o'clock, midday meals drive energy and clarity. Lunch is the perfect time to anchor your blood flow. Your cortisol, stress hormone, begins dropping. Your body's energy dips. So feeding your system with leafy greens, flaxseed, and a moderate protein helps maintain brain clarity, lower body circulation, and stable blood sugar, which keeps your blood from spiking or crashing. Even a simple bowl of quinoa with kale, olive oil, and ground flax can stabilize your afternoon circulation. Crescent moon evening timing supports overnight repair. Dinner doesn't need to be heavy. It needs to be strategic. A common mistake I see in older men is eating a large, late meal filled with sugar, starch, and alcohol. This spikes insulin, increases blood pressure, and blocks overnight hormone pulses. Instead, try steamed greens or warm vegetables, a source of healthy fat, like salmon or pumpkin seeds, herbal tea or tart cherry juice, and finishing at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This creates space for melatonin, testosterone, and nitric oxide to reset without fighting digestion. Fork and knife with plate, a simple daily flow plan. Summary: sunrise morning warm water, beet juice or pomegranate, 1/2 avocado with olive oil on whole grain toast, optional. 1 boiled egg or chia yogurt bowl. Sun face midday, spinach or kale salad with olive oil plus protein, chicken, fish, sprinkle flax or chia seeds, herbal tea or lemon water. Crescent moon evening, steamed vegetables plus healthy fat, salmon, walnuts, olive oil, optional. 1 tablespoon pumpkin seeds before bed, tart cherry juice, optional. For circulation plus sleep, your body is always listening. And when you match the timing of your meals to the natural rhythms of blood pressure, hormone flow, and vessel recovery, you move from survival to restoration. Up next, we'll look at what happens after 7, 14, and 30 days when you begin this circulation boosting rhythm. Because the changes aren't just physical, they're personal, powerful, and deeply visible. If you've ever wondered, will I even feel the difference? I want to tell you right now, yes. Because when you nourish your circulation consistently, your body doesn't just respond, it remembers. And that remembering happens in layers. Quietly at first, then steadily, then all at once. Let me walk you through what most men report when they begin this food-based restoration plan. Seedling: after 7 days the gentle shift begins. This is when the small signs appear. They're easy to miss unless you're looking. Your feet feel a little warmer in the morning, you sleep a little deeper, you wake up without that heavy fog in your head, you walk to the kitchen and realize you're not gripping the counter anymore, your body is starting to trust the rhythm. Your vessels are softening. Your blood is flowing with a little more ease. And most importantly, you're no longer crashing before noon. After 14 days, the return of presence. By the second week, something deeper happens. You don't just feel better, you feel present. Your thoughts connect more clearly, your energy feels steady, not jagged, that tightness in your legs or lower back. It's easing. Some men report their morning erection begins to return, others say they feel more emotionally connected to their partners. This isn't a miracle. It's circulation doing its job. It's oxygen arriving where it was once blocked. And for many men, it's the moment they realize, I'm not fading. I'm coming back. Rice plant: after 30 days, strength reclaimed. By day 30, the change is visible. You see it in your skin tone, in the way you walk, in the tone of your voice, and the clarity of your decisions. Men tell me, I feel lighter, inside and out. I'm sleeping through the night again. I have the energy to finish the day, not just start it. I'm showing up in ways I haven't in years, mentally, physically, intimately. This is the point where food stops feeling like a diet and starts feeling like medicine. You've given your body real tools at the right time, in the right combination, with enough consistency, and now it's paying you back. Not with perfection, but with something more meaningful: flow. Flow in your breath, in your steps, in your relationships, and yes, in your confidence. And the best part? You didn't overhaul your life. You didn't go on a 30-day challenge. You didn't buy a supplement. You just ate like a man who wants to live well, and your body listened. Next, we'll close this journey the way we started it, by reminding you, you're not broken. You just needed better fuel. And now, you're back in motion. You've heard a lot in this journey. About blood flow. About timing. About food. But here's what I really want you to carry with you: you are not broken. You are rebuildable. Not by chasing youth. Not by chasing perfection. But by honoring the rhythm of the body you still live in. And food, real, thoughtful, intentional food, is one of the most powerful ways to start. Because food isn't just fuel. It's a message. It tells your body, you're safe now. It's okay to open. It's okay to heal. It becomes your return ticket to energy, to intimacy, to strength, not the kind you used to have, but the kind that fits the man you are now. A man who's lived. Who's endured. And who deserves to feel alive in his body again? So here's what I'd like you to do. Don't aim for perfect. Don't try to change everything overnight. Just start with one plate. One food. One act of care. Tomorrow morning, warm water. Half an avocado. A glass of beet juice. Or a spoon of chia seeds in yogurt. Not because you should, but because you're ready. And if you're wondering, will this really work for me? Let me say it clearly. If you're here, if your heart is beating, if your blood still moves, then yes, this can work for you. Because your body is still listening. It always has been. And now that you're feeding it what it needs, you're no longer just surviving. You're coming home. If this message spoke to something inside you, even a whisper, don't keep it to yourself. Comment below. Tell me which food you'll start with tomorrow. I read every one. And your step may inspire another man to begin his. Share this with someone you care about, a friend, a brother, a father, because healing doesn't happen alone. And remember, you're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're right on time. This is your return. And it starts at the table.